it seems to me that there are two forces struggling against each other. There's the sports of politics, which is all about like winning elections, who's the more charismatic, who's the one that kisses more babies, or that compels more to like the causes that are in fashion. And that's like watching, I don't know, like a soccer World Cup.
We call it the sort of horse race in the US.
Horse
we
race.
use that term a lot. Yeah.
Right.
Who's up, who's down, who's ahead.
Exactly. And some
cute.
people... Yeah, exactly, and some people think that that is all that it's politics about, and that's what they get bored about it. Yeah. But also, in that realm of like the horse race, the sports of politics, political advisors, campaign managers tell the politicians, don't compromise with anything. Don't say that you are pro something or against something, especially during a campaign time. So it seems to me that there are two forces that are struggling in politics, right? One is like what we call like the sports of politics or the race horse, that it's all about who's up, who's down, who's winning the election, who's more charismatic, who kisses more babies, who goes to more rallies. And some people think that is all that politics is about. They don't understand the philosophy that we were, like discussing, the important things, what is justice, what is not. And these forces are struggling because you have campaign managers or political advisors telling candidates, don't commit to anything. Don't say that you are pro something or against something, especially during the racing campaign.
Right, because you don't want to alienate any voters.
Exactly,
voters,
you want them all, right?
Right.
And if you are in this loose end, in that middle gray...
Everybody can like you if you stand for nothing.
Exactly. And then there is the important things of society. If you don't have politicians that actually stand for something, your society is not gonna flourish, it's not gonna prosper.
Well, it's just adrift with the particular whims. Okay, so then this one got elected, who was cuter than the other one, and well, whatever he feels like doing is what'll happen. And I think sadly, politics has deteriorated to that level such that the people who think, well, if that's all there is to it, that's boring, or I can watch sports themselves rather than politics, right? But it's because, voters have a responsibility too, to hold candidates and officials accountable to, well, tell me what you stand for and why you stand for it. Take a stand. We need to push them to take for stands. But people have also just lost an understanding of what government's all about. They don't understand what government is. I was saying a minute ago, let's think about the power, the special, unique power we've given government, right? And think about what it's for. I think a lot of people, and I don't think this is just in the US, government, it's that big institution that does a lot of stuff, or that takes care of us, or the stuff we do together. If you actually will read, some politicians included, giving the most abysmal, vague, hazy conceptions of what government is. So when people don't have a sense of what it's for, the kind of power that governments wield, then it's like, and they're all the same because they're not taking stands, right? Then you get this kind of mishmash in the middle of nothing. But in the meantime, power is aggregating in the hands, and then they get the power, and they're not shy about committing the troops, changing the laws, cutting off the immigration, or whatever.
Right.
To a large extent, we get the politicians the culture deserves. So it's easy to blame the politicians because they're out there and doing what they're doing, but really the fault is with the people who that's what appeals to them. They want politicians that are handing out the candy, that are handing out the goodies, that don't commit to anything, that are not principled. And indeed, politicians who stand for anything don't get elected. So the political consultants, it's not their fault. They're just telling you this is how you've got to win.
This is the market right now.
Yeah, this is the market. So if you're gonna make a change, the change has to happen at the intellectual level. We have to gain as a culture, in a sense, an understanding of what government is for, what government is not for, what kind of politicians, what kind of government actually creates a flourishing society. And as long as people are ignorant or evading the truth about that, we're going to get the politicians that appeal to the worst elements of us. And of course, you could have a politician who leads, who educates, who teaches us, but that is very hard, and it's doubtful that they'd win.
But it tells us something about the nature of the politicians who will follow such advice. Okay, I will be all things to all people. So what is he after? Does he have some ideas? Does he have some genuine ideas that he bloody cares about?
A philosophy.
On whatever the issue, and I might disagree with him a lot. No, but it's, well, he's obviously all about getting elected, which means he wants power. I want office so I can do my stuff.
Right.
When we go along with that, again, we get some of the blame too, but we've been doing that for so long at all levels. The consultants are evading, the politicians themselves, the voters are evading. This is a really sacred responsibility to have, and again, think about the purpose of government. I think that's one of the things that Ayn Rand stresses that's so important. You've got to think about, why does it make sense for human beings to have a government in the first place? Does it make sense? If so, why and for what? And the basic answer is to protect the individual's freedom to lead their own lives.
That